Hey guys, last week it was a pink out. This week, it's an orange out. Usually they choose this theme when they're hunting Elk River, but tonight they're hunting Cougars. Cougars. Before I let you go, Howie and Joe want to know, did you have a nickname?
Sweet Feet.
All right, back to you guys.
And that was fitting because that guy could run.
Oh, is he good?
Tackle Cancer is going on across the state of Minnesota, and it's an annual event that raises money for cancer research and patient aid. It's a joint effort between the Randy Schaefer Cancer Research and Community Fund and the Minnesota Football Coaches Association. Now, here's the thing, Andover is hosting it. Yet they sold out of these shirts during the week, so they couldn't even bring them to sell at the game. So I had to find students, super fans, who are wearing the shirts. And guys, how many shirts did you sell this week?
200.
200, and so that means how much money was raised?
We made $2,000.
That is excellent. So Andover High School raised $2,000 for this Tackle Cancer. And just for being here, what's your name?
I'm the super fan of the Andover Huskies. I'm Tyler.
All right, thank you guys for being here. All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, Connor, great game tonight. You had 287 yards. You completed 18 passes of 26. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
I was pretty happy. Our running game really stepped up. Last week and the week before, we weren't really moving the ball on the ground that well, and we've been throwing it pretty well. So we were expecting teams to kind of shell us tonight, and Derek really stepped up tonight, and our O-line did as well.
Now, same question I've been asking. Is this the Coon Rapids team that you expected to play?
It's not. We compared to last year, they didn't win a game last year, and they only beat Park Center this year. And they came out and they battled. Their defense was a lot better than we expected, and their offense came out firing, and we didn't really expect that. And we made some adjustments, and we shut them down, and we came out with a W.
Coming back from halftime, I asked your dad to reflect on coaching you. That's a pretty special experience. Have you had any time to reflect on your dad coaching you for football?
We haven't. I mean, it's not something I really think about. It's kind of just my dad and I on the field and the team, and sorry. But yeah, it's just like no other. It's like no other coach, and it's a fun experience. We football all the time at the house at the dinner table. My mom's not too happy about that. But no, it's a fun time, and our connections, it's a strong one.
And what are you guys going to have to do against Elk River next week?
Well, they really like to run the ball, and our defense is going to have to pack it in the box and make some plays. And offense, they kind of run defense, they kind of run a goofy little shell too. So we'll make some adjustments this week at practice and hope to get another W.
All right, thanks a lot for your time.
Jamie.
Well, Howie and Joe, Jennifer Silvera Lindemer tells me that she loves any time her family can honor Sean, but tonight is especially touching for her. Now, out of all of the tributes to Sean over the years, Jennifer says the one at Coon Rapids High School will be the most unique and heartfelt. Sean and Jennifer actually met here when they were sophomores, and Sean played football for the Cardinals. Tonight, their son Jordan will be wearing his dad's jersey at the game, and Jordan and his sister Maddie will be carrying out the Spirit flag, an honor Jennifer tells me she was most impressed by because a student actually pitched the idea.
If you have not bought
a senior in high school and the leadership role he's taking and the idea that he had, it really touched me, and it reminded me of Sean in high school.
Your program, if you have one right now.
Now, guys, all of the Silvera family has a role to play tonight. Sean's mother, brother, and sister will actually be carrying out the game ball, and then Jennifer will be singing the national anthem. Now, coming up at halftime, I'll have more on what tonight means to the Silvera family and to Jennifer's new family. Howie, Joe, you almost went into the locker room with the only score on the board, but how do you think your guys are playing tonight?
Good enough, I guess. Both teams are a little sloppy. They had a chance to score, and our defense stopped them inside the 5. We had a pretty good drive, and then we just didn't convert on third down, and it's two teams that are sort of mistaking their ways to a tie game.
What are you going to tell your guys?
Win the second half, find a way, home field.
All right, good luck, Coach. Coach Diggins, what did you think about the first half?
You know, I thought it was kind of sloppy on our behalf. We're missing a lot of assignments, and we're just not getting off the ball, and it's been that way for 2 weeks, and we're in a little funk right now, and we just got to tighten it up and get playing more physical.
How important was it for you guys to get on the board before the half?
Well, I think it was, because I think they took it to us the whole half. I think they dominated the whole half, and I give John a lot of credit, and our kids have got to start playing some football.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Howie, Joe, back to you. 3 wins on the season, 23-20 tonight against Centennial. What are your thoughts about it?
Centennial's a really good team. They started out really hot, 4-1, and then they had some injuries, and they had a tough stretch with some really good teams, but they're very, very, very quality opponents. So this is a quality win, and huge for our seniors to win their last game on this field. So we're excited for playoffs and ready to go.
Okay, so what was your favorite play tonight? You guys had a couple.
We had a lot. We had kids that just competed all the time. There's so many, and it's our defense played great. 4th down stops. Nick Gervais at safety, huge fumble recovery on the 2-yard line. Had another stick on 3rd and 10. Jordan Rayford, huge stop on 4th down. Zach Klisch played out of his mind again at safety. Offensively, our offensive line played great. We're able to pass protect the best we have all year. Tyke showed up tonight. Alex Box was a possession receiver. Sam Tabla did really well. Jeremy Becker gets a go-ahead touchdown, put us up by 10, and he hadn't really caught a pass all night. And Will Elliott just is solid, and our quarterback played well.
That's what I was going to say. So you had a lot of weapons tonight, but talk about Anda's performance.
What a gritty kid. I mean, he throws 4 interceptions in the first half last week, and then he comes out tonight and just in control. And they threw different coverages and some blitzes, and he was calm in the pocket, and he did a lot of good stuff in drill work, working on pocket presence Monday and Tuesday, or in Tuesday specifically. And it's just to see him grow and mature, and he's playing the way we want him to play. It's great. And he's still upset that he missed this kid on a touchdown at the end of the game. He's still upset, but he's hungry, he's gritty. It was a great performance.
One last question for you before I rattle off the numbers to this guy. Going into the playoffs, what do you think this game means for you guys?
I think we can play with anybody. I really do. If we're hitting on all cylinders, this conference is amazing, and there's some unbelievable talent, and everybody's good. So anytime we can get a win, but we think we can play with anybody. We're really excited to play Osseo next week.
All right, sounds great, Coach. Thank you very much. All right, Techies, let's rattle off these numbers here. 6 catches, 132 yards, and how many touchdowns do you think you had?
2 touchdowns.
I left you the small number. What about your performance tonight? How do you feel about it?
Well, I feel good. Like, this never happened to me before, so I just had to focus and catch everything so my team can get the W today.
I want you to talk about Anda, too, because you guys were a pretty good combo tonight.
Yeah, like, I knew him since, like, 6th grade, so we've been friends all my life, and he's doing really good, and he just stepped up today.
And how do you feel about going into the playoffs?
I think we have a chance to win. We can beat any team out here if we just stick together and show up.
That sounds great. Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Jamie?
Thanks, guys. His name is Dakota Fornes. He's a senior at Coon Rapids High School, and he has cerebral palsy, but he did not let his disorder keep him from doing something pretty special to show his Cardinal pride. Dakota surprised his classmates this morning when he stood up from his wheelchair and walked for the first time in front of them. Fornes wanted to inspire his school and in turn realized this was way bigger and more intense than he had ever experienced, especially when the entire gym began to chant his name.
I'm sad I didn't do something huge and spectacular every year, but then I got to thinking if I did something like this every year, 1, I would be really tired, and 2, it just wouldn't be as special. So if this is my last big hurrah, then this is the way I want to go out as a Coon Rapids High School senior.
And Dakota has been working with his physical therapy team for a while to be able to stand and walk. In just a few minutes, guys, you're going to see Dakota in his wheelchair with the Spirit flag coming out on the field and leading the Cardinal football team. Joe, Howie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Coach, I have to ask you about the second quarter, because that was an emotional roller coaster for both sides, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, you know, we had the lead. We had a couple turnovers there, and then we gave up some big plays on our defensive side. And so at halftime, that's where we talked about making sure we stick together as a team. So offense and defense didn't play the greatest, and as long as we keep our chin ups and stick together, we'll be in good shape.
What did you tell your guys over there in the huddle after the game?
We said, you know, I liked how they competed. They didn't hang their heads at all at any point throughout the game, and that's how you're giving yourself the best chance to compete and to win every Friday night. So proud of them in that aspect, proud of how they played on special teams. That's a part of the game that sometimes gets overlooked, and our kids came tonight ready to execute in it.
It's a shame you had to come in and beat Coon Rapids during homecoming, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. You know, it's something we enjoy doing when we go to other teams' homecomings, but they're a good football team. They got good skill, and, you know, they're much improved this year, and So even though their record may not show it, I mean, that's a tough football team. So it feels good to get that victory.
All right, and you guys are now 3-2 on the season, and next week is Champlin Park.
Correct.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay,
congratulations. Back to you guys. As you can imagine, there were many ups and downs over the years, but she has been blessed with a silver lining that incorporates both the past and the present.
Over the last years, there have been very, very dark moments, very deep struggles of healing, but I've also seen great joys, and I don't think I could have experienced the depths of those joys without the depth of the loss.
When Jennifer Silvera Lindemer lost her husband, Officer Sean Silvera, in 2005, she could only take life one day at a time, but she made a pact with herself to keep moving for their 2 children.
There were many days I didn't know how I was going to do that or what it was going to look like, but for their sake, I wanted them to know their mom, to really know her, and to know their dad through me.
Tonight's special recognition at Coon Rapids High School is a chance for Jennifer to really share Sean's legacy with Jordan and Maddie, and with their new family also.
What a wonderful opportunity and blessing. Not many people have that, where they can have the old and the new together. And the kids said it, when they sampled it, they said it tasted like meatloaf.
Jennifer recently remarried, and her husband says he is excited to be able to honor Sean with the Silveras and the Coon Rapids community, but his main focus is his wife.
This is the job. This is why I'm here. This is why I want to be here. This is part of the relationship. This is what commitment is, to be by each other's side.
So, with her families by her side, Jennifer plans to enjoy a tribute for Sean that she says is the most unique and heartfelt of them all.
It's a tremendous feeling of comfort. It feels right. And I'm so thankful to the Coon Rapids community for doing this for us.
And if you'd like to know more about Jennifer's story, she has written a book. It's called Believe. She wrote it a few years ago, and it deals with her love, her loss, and her healing.
Mahalski with the goal!
Amanda Mahalski, also known as Rocket because of that very shot, spent 4 years playing lacrosse for Coon Rapids High School. Now a freshman at Seton Hill University near Pittsburgh, Mahalski was just a few games into her first season on the women's lacrosse team when tragedy hit. The bus that was carrying the SHU team to its 4th match busted through guardrails on the Pennsylvania Turnpike Saturday morning and crashed head-on into a tree, killing the bus driver, the team's head coach, and her unborn son. Mahalski and one other team member who was released on Monday were airlifted to Penn State Hershey Medical Center. The details of Mahalski's injuries have not been released, but her former high school coach tells CTN News things are looking up for her.
Our athletic director sent something on email that said she was released from the ICU and recuperating.
Jeff DeJoy had just returned from spring break when he learned of the crash involving his former player. He says he plans on getting the team together to do something special for Mahalski, but until then, wanted to share these words.
We just hope you have a quick and speedy recovery, and we hope that you're able to get back and play the game again that you love at the level that you expect to play it at.
And this crash is still under investigation. A toxicology report is pending on the bus driver. But according to the Associated Press, Amanda Mahalski is suing the Pennsylvania bus company. This was Wade Demmer's 3rd consecutive Boston Marathon, and despite recording his best time, this year's yellow and blue jacket will no doubt be a constant reminder of the sadness that ensued following those explosions.
I crossed the finish line and looked down at my watch and was shocked to find out that it was my fastest marathon. So I, yes, come across the line, and I was the happiest guy in Boston for about an hour.
By the time the 2 bombs exploded and first responders raced to rescue people, Wade Demmer had already received his finisher's medal, met up with his wife and kids, and was on the train back to his hotel. It wasn't until his brother called him that he learned what had happened near the finish line he had just crossed.
I felt like I had to put my game face on, not let the kids know what was going on, but then you see all these police cars coming by and the kids are kind of asking questions.
Demmer says he just kept asking himself why somebody would do this, especially to the running community. And then the thought of his family being in harm's way and the randomness of it all, he says is hard to reconcile.
You look at it and you say, it could have been us. It could have been my friends. I don't know if I know anyone who was hurt, but I know what they're like, and you know, your heart just goes out to them.
When I asked Demmer if he'll run another Boston Marathon, he said he definitely wants to go back, but he had already made up his mind to take a break from the event before getting on the airplane to Boston.